Hey YouTube, this is Zach the Visionary, and today I'm here with my new UA deck profile. I know it's been a while since I made a video, so I've been procrastinating with college and stuff, really, family-related incidents, you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's get on with it. Oops, sorry. Alright, first off, we're running 3 midfielders. He's the only level 4 for the UAs, plus I do know during your opponent's turn you can target one of your other UA monsters and return him to the hand to get out your other UA monsters from your hand. So basically he can protect your other UA monster. Well, I wouldn't say protect, he swaps out UA players. So yeah, plus he's very essential, so 3 is a must-have. Next up we're running 2 Summoner Monks. He's basically essential since they've only limited him to 2. Plus, if you get rid of a spell card to activate his effect, you can bring out a level 4 or from your deck to the field, but you cannot attack. Sorry, been ages since I did this, but hey, what can you do? But yeah, you get the gist of this. But this deck doesn't revolve on XC, so it has no extra deck whatsoever. So I'm just this deck doesn't need it, to be honest. So it's just powerful enough. Next up we have 1 Grand Mole. I was just testing him out and he works surprisingly well for this deck, funny enough. So yeah, I thought I might as well keep him in. Alright, that's all for the level 4s and 3s, I guess. So next up we're running 3 Mighty Sluggers. He is a must-have for this deck as usual, because when he attacks, your opponent cannot activate anything, not even monster effects, spells, or traps. So basically this wins games, really. Better than Ancient Gear Golem or Gadgetron Dragon, I guess. So yeah. And then next we're running 3 Perfect Aces. He is insane. I'm surprised the ban list hasn't touched him, really. Because during your opponent's turn, if your opponent activates any card effect, you can discard 1 card and negate it and destroy it, really. So, but you can only do that once per turn on your opponent's turn. So yeah, you may need to pick the right time and what card you want to negate and stop, really. So yeah, you need to think about that before you get rid of certain cards. Oh, whoops, I found out there's more level 4s in this deck. First off, I'm running, well, a Giant Rat and a Warrior Lady of the Wasteland. Didn't know I had these in the deck, but, well, actually I forgot, but you know what I mean. They basically, when they get destroyed by battle, you can bring out a level 4 or lower, or 50 attack. Well, actually, one's not level 4 or lower. What am I thinking? You can actually bring out 1500 or less attack point monsters from your deck to the field. So basically, Perfect Ace or Goalkeeper will suffice, or well, basically midfielder too. But that's only if you're in a right situation to bring him out. Then next up we're running 2 Blockbackers. He is insane when it comes to well, special summonings, because if your opponent special summon or summons monster, you can activate his effect to negate his effect permanently and automatically turn him to defense mode. So basically he just tackles them, pins them down, and permanently negates their abilities, really. Well, basically break their legs so they can't do anything for the entire game season. You know, rugby and shit like that, really. Next up we are running 2 Goalkeepers. He protects your UAs, really. So during your opponent's turn, if Goalkeeper or one of your UAs gets targeted by an attack or a card effect, you can activate his effect. This is a quick effect, by the way, to protect one of your UAs or itself from that destruction, really. So yeah, he's basically the protector of it all, really. Hence the name Goalkeeper. Next we're running 1 Playmaker. I tried 2 and it was pretty cloggy, and it didn't get me anywhere, really. So plus when one of your UAs attacks, he can substitute 800 attack points from him and adds it to that UA monster, and well, it's better if you do this with Mighty Slugger, so it'll do quite a lot of damage and, well, goes pretty far really, but I'll explain that later on in a bit. Next up, we're running one Revival Rebounder, just in case one of our good UAs are in the graveyard, and that's why midfielder is perfect for him, because you can actually activate his effect to bounce back a UA to bring him out during your opponent's turn, and his effect will kick in to add one UA from your graveyard to your hand really. So yeah, he's basically the warrior returning alive for this deck. So yeah, I ran him at 1 to be honest. And then last but not least, Dreadnought Dunker. I was thinking of adding 2, but 1 seemed to do the job, and I managed to win quite a lot of games, and I haven't even lost with this deck, funny enough. But yeah, he does piercing damage, and when he attacks, when he does damage to your opponent, you can target one card on the field and destroy it. So basically it's like a, well, sort of like a Raigeki break, but you don't have to pay to discard one card to activate it really. Alright, now onto the spells. We are running 3 UA Stadiums. This is basically the reinforcement of the army of the deck. If you normal summon a UA monster, you can add 1 UA monster from your deck to your hand, and if you bounce back, well, return 1 UA from your field to your hand to bring out another one, that UA monster gains 500 attack. So yeah, it's essential to run 3 of these, and they work well with Summon Monk's effect if you already have Stadium on the field, obviously. Next up, we're running 3 UA Signing Deals. This card is very good, but you lose 300 life points depending on how many levels the UA monster you choose to bring out. So basically, play this, you get to choose 1 UA monster from your deck and bring him out on the field, but his effect is negated, but you can still bounce him with your other UA monsters from your hand really, so it's pretty useful that way. Next, we are running 3 Monarch Stormforth. This is like a what's the word? This is like Soul Exchange on steroids. Trust me, and plus it's a quick play too, so it works pretty well. So yeah, when you can actually it doesn't target, so it's perfect. You can tribute one of your opponent's monsters to tribute summon one of your own UA monsters if you don't have any sure way to bring out your level 5 or 6 UA monsters really. So yeah. And then next up we are running 3 MSTs, self-explanatory. We want to destroy as many face downs as we can, because that could be a problem. So yeah, 3 is a must-have. And then next up, these are my personal favorites. UA Power Jersey. This card is so broken, I'm surprised it's been made, to be honest. If you equip it to, well, it's essential to equip it to Slugger as it shows in the picture. If it boosts them up to 1,000 with 1,000 attack, and when it destroys a monster, you can attack again. But if it inflicts battle damage to him against a monster, your opponent takes double the damage. So basically, with this and Mighty Slugger, you basically got game there really. But if you have all 3 of these, or just 2 on him, you basically got a surefire way to OTK your opponent really. So just kill them in 1 turn. Then last but not least for the spells, 1 Rhoda. Since the new ban list came out and now we're limited to 1, I thought, yeah, it's essential to have this in the deck. And plus, I still can't believe they limited this to 1, but nah, that's Konami for ya, I guess. And then there's not many traps for this, so I managed to choose wisely with these traps, and these are what I went for. I went with 3 Mischief of the Gnomes. Yeah, most of my cards activate in the graveyard. Well, these traps activate in the graveyard, really. So when you activate this, you can reduce the level of all monsters on the field and in your hand by 1. And you can even activate its effect again by banishing it, even on that turn you just activated the effect, to reduce them to level 1 again. So basically, lowering their levels by 2 to bring out your UAs easier and faster, really. So if your so it's perfect if your opponent tries to MS tiered or something like that, because you can just activate it and just activate it again in the graveyard during your opponent's turn. So yeah, it works either way. It's a win-win, to be honest. And last but not least, Penalty Box. This card is insane. It's like a Destiny Hero Doom Lords effect, but it has a pretty nifty effect, because if your opponent battles a UA monster, you can activate this, and that monster, your opponent's monster, gets banished for 2 turns, and it doesn't come back until your well, let me double check, until your opponent's second end phase. So yeah, so basically they're wide open, really. And plus, if it's in the graveyard, you can activate this card by banishing it in the graveyard to add 1 UA spell card from your deck to your hand. So basically, this is very useful if it's in the more useful if it's in the graveyard, but pretty a good. It's pretty good to protect your UA monsters, but it's way better if it's in the graveyard. So if your opponent MSTs it, you basically got a surefire way of winning. So yeah, that's all of my UA deck so far. If you think I can make it any better than it already is, then let me know in the comments below, and let me know how it goes. I'll try and post oh, sorry, words a bit slurred there, but I'll try and post some more videos when I can, when I have the time. But yeah, at the moment this is all I have so far, but it's progress. So yeah. But either way, I hope you guys had a good Halloween and whatnot, and a good bonfire night, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.